We are live. We are talking the National Basketball Association. Sorry for being late. We were knocking out some NFL content and getting ready for the big divisional round weekend. But Tyler, the NBA grind does not stop, and we are here to dive right in. Some thoughts about last night. Did you have any thoughts? My only thought is never doubt superstar subtraction.
My picks flubbed. It's pretty much all my thoughts from yesterday. Spurs suck.
Well, yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, first of all, I should have fought you on superstar subtraction, but the projections agree with you, so whatever. The second one, aren't you the one always telling me not to bet on these crappy teams?
I mean, they missed it by a bucket, so it's like, they got close.
Yeah, I just wish they would have competed a little more in the first half.
I guess I have to start figuring out where assistant coaches have coached before now, because that dude that coached the Warriors was, I guess, down the line a part of Toronto's staff at some point. So they played yesterday night like their lives depended on it.
Oh, that could be it too.
It's exactly.
I just thought it was just a superstar subtraction deal where
they were running.
There's a bunch of usage available.
No, they were running that guy's plays to start the game. So like they legit dedicated the game to him. So I got to add those into my NBA capping process now. Of let me figure out what everything else is going on off the court in the NBA.
You want to give me my prop for the Blazers though?
That was a good one. I told you you're the Blazer whisperer. That's why I didn't fight you on that game. I said you.
Hey, that team's coming around, dude.
I was like, you decide that game. I have no take on that team. You gave us the winner.
All right. Well, there's one game that I absolutely love tonight, and we'll talk about the rest and see if we can find anything else. But I'll tell you what, Tyler, I'm going to be fine going into tonight with only one bet if we don't find it. But let's dive in. Let's put these games under a microscope and see if there's something I missed. The Chicago Bulls took on the Toronto Raptors, +2 totals 228. Tyler, I have this game projected as a half-point win for the Bulls, so that would tell you to take Toronto. But I don't want to get involved here because you talked about how emotional that was last night. Is this a potential letdown spot? It feels like you're guessing more psychology than basketball. So I just don't want to get involved because I don't really know how I feel about this. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not betting this game. I shouldn't have bet the Toronto game yesterday. I hate Toronto. I'm not a big fan of Canada. I'm not betting on their games.
Okay. And my computer froze up. Normally I like to read out a bunch of stats here, but that's not going to be the case here. Totals 228, but like I said, on this game, it feels like you're guessing on psychology more than, are they going to keep running this spurt that they've had right now? Or is it a letdown after all that emotion was poured into last night's easy victory over the Miami Heat? Here's the game that I love, Tyler, and it involves your favorite team. The New York Knicks are -12 against the Washington Wizards. Tyler, this is one of the biggest edges I've had all year. I just don't think the Washington Wizards are very good. This New York Knicks team is rolling. I did the one thing that I needed to check, and that was that Jalen Brunson would be available. He is. I got a huge edge to the Knicks. I'm laying the 12. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm totally down. The Knicks are their front runners. They like to beat up on teams. They've been good since getting Anunoby. Washington is absolutely putrid. If they can't win this game by 12, then they basically took the night off. I'll say that.
Yeah, and obviously there's always a chance that these teams do take the night off here. But I think this is a huge edge, and when you're laying points, it's nice to have a guy like Thibodeau that you know is going to keep the starters in. Total's 234, pretty low for a Wizards game, and unfortunately I can't even bounce around to the projections. Did you see what I had this one at?
123, 108. So what's that? 231. A little going under. 3 points under.
Yeah, let's not get involved in the total. Do you like anything on the total there?
Nah, I stick to the Knicks.
Okay, that sucks, man. So much of the stuff that I had all prepped up, the windows now they're frozen. I can't bounce between them. It's gonna be a quick show today, but we both love the Knicks -12. This one's interesting, Tyler, because I
think we might have lost him. I think he's got too much going on the other end. I think he fully froze up on us, so I may have to wing this. Oh boy. We'll dive into this OKC Jazz game. OKC's favored by 3.5 points. The Jazz are at home. Total 244. Let me get some numbers pulled up on this while we wait for spread to come back. Did not expect the impromptu to do the show by myself while we wait for him to bounce back. So let's see. OKC, they've lost 2 of their last 3, but they were on a 4-game winning streak before that. Utah has been crushing teams. They've won 9 of their last 10. This is a weird matchup with how bad OKC's been playing. I probably lean towards Utah, but I don't think I pull the trigger on them. Hopefully we get spread back soon to figure out this actual NBA because I don't want to lead anyone in the wrong direction. Let's see. Memphis, Minnesota. I'd probably lean the Timberwolves. Memphis has nobody on the floor. What do they got? I think Bane is out. We got Ja Morant out. Jaren Jackson playing. It's a bad day for spread to leave me on my own. I had all my NFL prep, no NBA. Memphis 6-2 ATS in their last 8 on the road. Memphis 4-2. Minnesota has been 9-1 straight up in their last 10 at home. I'd probably lean Minnesota gets the job done. And let's see. Pacers, Kings. With the trades and all that, I'm not betting that game. So we shall sit here and hopefully spreads back soon and he can finish off his show and give you breakdowns on the last games because I have no real takes on these games. It looks like he's on his way back in, hopefully. There he is. There's the guy that can lead you guys to the promised land because it ain't going to be me.
What? Okay, so how far did we get? What did we miss? Are we on Oklahoma City, Utah still?
Me trying to fill time because I have nothing prepped.
Okay, well, I prepped for this. It was just that the Windows died on me here. Oklahoma City, they're a much better team than Utah, but we've talked about it. Denver's probably number 2, but Utah is the best home court advantage in the NBA. This has been the best home team against the spread. However, I worry if the numbers caught up to it. We're only catching 3 here. But what did I have this projected as? Only a 1-point OKC City win. And with the way that the Jazz have been playing, that doesn't surprise me at all. Looking at a couple trends going into this game. Let me see if I can pull it up. If I have to pull them up individually. But OKC, if I remember right, they're 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 against Utah. Yeah, that's right. So, we've been making a lot of money off Utah, and I'm not ready to play the Thunder. I wanted to play the Jazz here, but we just can't get there. The total's gone under in 9 of Oklahoma City's last 10 games when playing on the road against Utah. So I would consider that. We're sitting at a whole total of 244, which is pretty high, and I have this game going at 237. I lean towards the Jazz, couldn't get there. If I really were to bet it, I'd play the under. But I'm not absolutely in love with playing an under here. What do you think, Tyler?
Yeah, I leaned OKC winning the game, and that was pretty much it for me. Nothing on the total.
Yeah, I mean, with Lou Dort as a game time decision, I'm fine staying away from that total right there. Also, Trey Mann, a game time decision, and Keontae Johnson. So there's a lot on this injury report here for OKC, but other than Lou Dort, more role players, and that's going to affect the bench minutes more than the starting lineup. So if anything there, I would play the under and the +3. But I don't absolutely love it like the way I do the Knicks. Let's talk about the game, the other -12 spread here, and that's the Minnesota Timberwolves. Tyler, I got these teams mixed up here in my projections, but it feels like it's the same game, right? 2 teams playing really well, 2 teams with excellent defensive metrics going against the bottom feeders in the NBA. The Memphis Grizzlies have been back and forth. They've actually been playing more respectable since the most recent Ja Morant injury here. Looking at how these 2 teams match up here. Total's gone under in 5 of Memphis' last 6 games, traveling to Minnesota. And remember, these teams did have that nice little series a couple years ago, and they have a little bit of a rivalry here. Minnesota 9-1 straight up in their last 10 games at home. That doesn't help us a lot when we're looking at a 12-point spread. I got to refresh my injuries, but Tyler, to me right now, it is the Timberwolves or pass, as I see Desmond Bain, Brandon Clark, Jake LaRavia, Derrick Rose, and Marcus Smart out for the Grizzlies. That gives us a projected lineup of Luke Kennard, Zaire Williams, Vince Williams, Williams brothers, Jaren Jackson, Xavier Tillman. Projected minutes, we've got G.G. Jackson, right? He had fun against the Warriors the other night. Santi Aldama, David Roddy, and Jacob Gilliard coming off the bench. So we look at how do we cover spreads? It's the depth of the bench unit. Minnesota's going to have the advantage there. However, I like the Knicks a lot more than I do the Timberwolves in this spot. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I like the Knicks a lot more. I think the Timberwolves win. I think 12 might be a little bit too much, though.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, let's stay away from this one. Low total here of 214. But Tyler, it's only second time of the year I've got a projected a team under 100 points. I only have the Grizzlies projected to score 98.9 against one of the top-rated defenses in the NBA. So that under, they've done a good job of scaring us off because we want to fade the Grizzlies. But this number is so low that all it takes is any bit of high pace segment of the game, and it's going to go over. Staying away from the total there. Does it look like Tyrese will return, Tyler?
No, he's out.
So he went through warm-ups today because I saw him in warm-ups, but he's not going to play.
I read that he was out. So
yeah, I see him out on RotoWire too. But then when I saw him in warm-ups with Buddy Hield, I thought maybe there was a chance that he'd come back. So he will not face his former team, the team that traded him, the revenge spot that's actually revenge because he was actually pissed. He actually felt betrayed. It wasn't just a business decision here. So I'm seeing Nembhard as a game-time decision and Naismith also a game-time decision. We have a fully clean injury report, Clyde. That means Kevin Huerter is back in the lineup. Let's go. Tyler, this Pacers team has been bad without the Halliburton. They've been really good to bet under without Halliburton. However, this is the Sacramento Kings we're talking about. So I think we throw that one out. This is a traditional King spot where they're flat, where they're expected to win. They haven't really adjusted to being a favorite yet. If I were to play the spread, I would take the Pacers +8. But my projections have this as a 10-point Kings win. I just worry that we're going to see flat effort. I mean, these Kings, man. I mean, what was the game with the referees? Who did they lose to in that one, Tyler? Do you remember where Mike Brown brought the laptop in?
I forget, spread.
But my point is they follow that up by blowing the lead to Phoenix. This team is not, like when they talk about vibes are immaculate, the vibes are not good here in Sacramento right now. So both teams are 23-17. To me, I would take the +8 if I got involved, but I'm fine staying away from this game. Feels like there's a lot of moving parts and not a way to accurately project it to say, hey, if I make this bet, either the +8 or the -8, the under 45 or the over 245, I legitimately have that 2% edge over 50% that we need. So I'm fine staying away from this one, Tyler. Sacramento is 4-1 against the spread in their last 5, hosting Indiana. That's a 5-year trend. Don't know how much that means. Oh, we also got a little Domantas Sabonis, but I don't know how much revenge will be involved there. Indiana, 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 road games. Total's gone under in Indiana's last 5 road games. I think that has a lot to do with Halliburton being out. Tyler, I gave a lot of talking to say I don't see an edge in this game. Am I missing something?
No, I mean, I would lean Kings or pass. After they've laid duds for us in spots like this before, I think I just end up passing and we just stick with the
Yeah. I think you really got to wonder what the vibe around this team is right now.
Yeah. I'm just staying away from it. Not digging too deep into it, just staying away.
Guys, we're going to give out one best bet today. It's going to be for both of us. We're going to take the Knicks -12. That's going to be the play on the sheet today. We have a big slate tomorrow. I think there's a lot of moving parts tonight. And I think one of the reasons I do good in the NBA is knowing when to use discretion, knowing when to dial back the volume. And right now, with the uncertainty around the league, we got trades. people out of the lineup, right? The Pascal Siakam trade. He's obviously not going to play tonight, but of course they're missing Bruce Brown. That's throwing my numbers off. The Raptors, of course, we talked about that potential let down spot. And then, hey, will the Grizzlies start selling? That's got to be swirling around that team too, because they're out for the year and they have some veterans that other teams might want. So a lot going around these teams. If I were to give a secondary pick, I would take the under in the Jazz game. But the only one that I really love and the only one that's in my account right now that's been placed is the New York Knicks -12. Tyler, final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, lock in that Knicks play. We'll see if we add something else. I don't think we will, but keep an eye on that treasure map. We may add one more. I highly doubt it, though.
There's nothing I'm really waiting on. I'm completely fine going into tonight with one bet, Tyler.
Yeah, and then
go 1-0.
Just be back for tomorrow. I mean, we got a huge slate. We'll have a lot more plays tomorrow.
I like tomorrow's slate better.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you very much for joining us, guys. Sorry it's a quick show, but guess what? The money's going to spend the same whether or not you watch us for 15 minutes or 45. Knicks -12, nuke the house.